Welcome back. And today I'm going to talk about the Los Angeles wildfire and how it's affecting the housing market and the rental market as well per Redfin. So without further ado, let's dive deeper into it. And here it is. All right. The headline by Redfin as of today, January 14th, 2025, Los Angeles wildfire Redfin latest local housing market and rental data. First and foremost, hearts go out to all the Southern Californians who are affected by this tragedy. It's really very, very sad. So hopefully they're going through a grieving and recovering process. So anyway, so with that said, so this is the Los Angeles for sale housing market per Redfin, and the median home sale price is $905,250, up 6.5% year over year. And Los Angeles is the fifth most expensive metro by median sales price among the 50 most populous U.S. metro areas as covered by Redfin. The median monthly mortgage payment is pretty much $6,000 minimum. All right. And so assuming the sales price and the current weekly mortgage rate, which is quite elevated, around 7.2% per mortgage news daily, and requiring 20% down payment, right? So if you put less than 20% down payment, your median monthly mortgage payment will be in excess of $6,000, so quite a bit more. Affordability, LA is the least affordable for sale housing market in the country, which is not a surprise to me, but I live in probably the next most unaffordable housing market, which is San Francisco Bay Area. That's where I lived for the past 33 years. And I could really feel what's going on down in LA. Active listings is 16,911, up 19.7% year over year. That's the 10th highest number of active listings among the 50 most populous metro. New listings at 2,936, up 11.2% year over year, which is the sixth largest increase among the 50 most populous metros as tracked by Redfin. And pending home sales up 6.6% year over year, which is 3,695, which is the fourth biggest increase among the major metros that Redfin track. Homes sold at 4,130, up 16.3% year over year, which LA, has the ninth highest number. Medium days of market is 51, so it's pretty strong market. 51 medium days of the market. Share of homes sold above list price, 39.9%. So pretty much almost half of homes are sold above list price, just to go show you the competitiveness of the Los Angeles market. The inventory is pretty low and demand is high. So, when you talk about California, the major metros, LA and San Francisco Bay Area, we always have shortages of inventory, and the demand is always high, believe it or not. So people have money here in California. Total value of homes, $2.2 trillion, which is staggering, which is the second highest total value of any U.S. metro. The highest I would assume is New York City was have the highest total value of homes. Owner-occupied properties, there are 1.6 million owner-occupied homes in LA County per the U.S. Census Bureau. And homeowner tenure. The typical Los Angeles homeowner has spent 19.4 years in their home as of 2024, a longer median tenure than any of the major U.S. metro areas. One of the reasons why is the high quality of living. And when people buy a home, most likely they're going to stay in California, in LA, and even in San Francisco Bay Area for that matter, where I live, because presumably you see a very high quality lifestyle. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? Well, maybe to some of you who may not be that obvious. Another reason why people stay at the homes very long is the homeowners are incentivized to do so by Proposition 13, which limits property tax increases, right? That's one of the benefits we have living in California. Owning a house in California is because of the property tax limitation. The Los Angeles rental market, now this is where everybody are really talking about it. It's just so controversial. Let me tell you why in a moment. That December 2024 median asking rent in LA is $2,780. We're talking only median asking rent. That that tells only part of the story. And a one bedroom median asking price in LA is $2,483. A two bedroom median asking rent is $3,170, and a three bedroom median asking rent is $3,899, which is absolutely mind boggling. More than half, 50% of Los Angeles households are rent burdened. The rent burden because the challenging aspects of being a renter in the Los Angeles market is just mind-boggling. It's just, according to the Harvard Joint Center for Housing Studies, it's just the ratio of homeowners versus renters in Los Angeles, for that matter, in California, is very, very challenging indeed. It's so hard to buy a house. The affordability factor is so extreme. So more than 95% of apartment units in Los Angeles are occupied. We all know that, right? I mean, there's a shortage of homes to buy in California, and there's a shortage of homes to rent, right? The lack of inventory is it is a historic. I mean, not surprised to me because I live in California for 34 years, so I ought to know. So rents have already started rising. Talk about price gouging. I'll talk about that in a moment. Rents have already started rising and will likely continue to increase as displaced families seek temporary housing and look for permanent housing, according to Redfin agents. Those increases will last as long as it takes to rebuild, which is likely to be 2 to 3 years at a minimum. That's for sure. Probably a lot longer. This is to be a decade-long challenge in terms of rents, paying rent, and the rising rent as a result of this wildfire, which is very, very disappointing. There are news reported everywhere that the rents have dramatically gone up. In some neighborhood, the rents have gone up 50 to 100%. And normally, I made another video, if you can check that video, a couple of days ago about the rentals. Some rentals are normally a rent for like $5,000 per month in certain area of LA. That very same rental is now asking like $7,000 per month or even $10,000 per month. So there are pricing gouging going on in LA now. In certain areas of LA, there are rent control, and so a lot of those landlords, being capitalistic as they are, they're charging a much higher rent. And I say that's illegal and that is immoral. But how can you enforce these rules? Los Angeles is so large, so there are so many rental homes out there that are price gouging. How do you enforce the laws, even if it in fact is illegal? So so you have to dig deeper into the rental restrictions, if any, in certain neighborhood in Los Angeles. Suffice to say, the rent increases is much more dramatic in the Pacific Palisades and in Malibu along the coastal areas, obviously, because you have wealthy homeowners who are displaced from their homes and they have the financial means to pay rent on a temporary basis. How much? I don't know, $5,000, $10,000, even $15,000 a month. Or not uncommon. The people who are affected at the wildfire, in the Eaton wildfire, Altadena area, Pasadena area, in more inland, those demographics are not as high. I mean, although the median price of homes out there is 2 to 3 million. So, but the rent over there is, like $5,000, $7,000 per month on a regular single family home rent. So a lot of Airbnb owners in Los Angeles County and midterm owner landlords, they are getting rid of their regular vacationers, and maybe some landlords are kicking out the long term lease of somebody paying market rent to increase the rent to accommodate the displaced homeowners from the wildfire. So, but then again, if the current renter, they have a lease agreement in place for however long, 1 year lease, whatever. Obviously, the landlord, the tenants have a right to stay in their homes instead of being kicked out by those landlords who want to take advantage of the much higher rent to the displaced homeowners. So it's just a lot of greed and going on in this LA housing market. So I'm not saying all the landlords are bad and all that, because myself, I'm a landlord, I'm a real estate investor, and I own rental properties, all over the country. But I mean, you have to be reasonable and use common sense and show sympathy with this people that are affected by these wildfires. So anyway, it's very, very sad. It's just so much capitalistic things going on in this LA volatile housing market, to say the least. Anyway, let's go over the fire risk and insurance in Los Angeles. There are 565,000 residential properties in LA facing high fire risk, right? We're talking like almost 28% of homes, over 1/4 of the properties in Los Angeles are at risk. So, I mean, if you don't know it before, the California housing market always will and always have been a very volatile market in all aspects, right? I know it. I live it. I live in the Bay Area, and I know what's going on. I experienced this over the past 4 decades living here in Bay Area. So the Los Angeles County had a homeowners insurance non-renewal rate of 1.4% as of 2023. That's according to a Redfin analysis of data from the Senate Budget Committee, which collected non-renewal data from 23 insurance companies, representing roughly 65% of the U.S. homeowners insurance market. There were 16,925 insurance non-renewals in Los Angeles County in 2023, highest number among the 3,098 counties Redfin analyzed. By the way, I mean, if you have not heard, a lot of those owners in Pacific Palisades that have the insurance canceled a short while ago before the wildfire. So imagine that. Imagine these untimely decisions that are made by those insurance companies to cancel those insurance policy right before the wildfire occurred. It's just mind-boggling, the business ethics of the insurance industry. So it's hurting so many people. I have some friends and clients who lost their homes in a wildfire in the Altadena, Pasadena area. So my heart goes out to them. Hopefully they recover accordingly. So basically, my takeaway from this article is such that this is just the tip of the iceberg. The insurance crisis. I talked about insurance crisis on my other video a couple of days ago. So the rental market is really challenging. I mean, this is like a wild west, right? I mean, it's just, how do you enforce all the rental rules? Look, this wildfire, this recovery is going to take a long time. I mean, I'm not even discuss how all those what these homeowners that are lost their homes, how are they going to recover? What are the options do they have? And all that. Are they going to rebuild? It takes a long time to rebuild, 5, 6, 7 years. But and if they do not rebuild, I mean, if they are not covered by insurance, how are they going to recover financially? If they are covered by insurance, the fire insurance only cover a certain percentage of their loss. So there's a lot of unknowns, there's a lot of variables, there's a lot of challenges ahead. This is the beginning. This is just a tip of the iceberg. So yes, the Los Angeles housing market has turned upside down. This is a housing crash, for literally speaking and figuratively speaking, here in Los Angeles. And with the lack of inventory, and the demand is high. So we expect the housing prices going to go up because of the supply and demand, the law of economics 101, and the rental market is going to surge. We don't know how much it's going to go. It's going to go out of whack. It's going to go crazy. So we need some sort of enforcement to prevent this price gouging by those rental property landlords. So it's very, very sad out there. So anyway, I'm going to continue to post videos about the Los Angeles wildfires and the aftermath effects of it. So it's a very lingering. It could be a while before all these things will be resolved. So everything's very fluid, as you can imagine. So thank you for watching. As I leave you, if you receive any value from this timely article from Redfin, like just hot off the press, breaking news and all that, please like and subscribe to my channel and comment below as well. And also finally, if you have not already done so, please put your email on my website database so you could become a free member of our real estate investment community, the Year Real Estate Network. So every morning, hopefully every morning, you will receive a lot of information about real estate investment opportunities, as well as ongoing housing market data like you have been watching today. Thank you so much. And I will see you shortly on the next video. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.